I've tested a lot of art supplies over the years. I love trying new tools and seeing how they affect my drawings. But when it comes to the art supplies I actually use every day, that's what I'll be sharing in this video. I've narrowed it down to 4 key categories: sketching essentials, ink, color, and of course, sketchbooks. Let's dive in. So first up is sketchbook essentials. So what do I mean by this? For this section, I'm referring to things like pencils, erasers, and sharpeners. This is my favorite everyday pencil pouch. I got it from the Strand bookstore in New York City. So starting with pencils. So if I'm at home, I love to use traditional pencils. This is one that I've been using a lot lately. It's the Tombow Mono 4B. I like using anything that's higher on the B spectrum because it creates a nice thick line when sketching. If I'm on the go, then my go-to is a mechanical pencil instead. This is from Muji and it's the 0.5 millimeter with HB lead in it. I have a lot of different mechanical pencils. Honestly, I started using this one from a recommendation by the graphic novel artist Adrian Tomine. He listed it as one of his favorite art supplies in his Q&A book. So when I'm at home using traditional pencils, this is the sharpener I use. Honestly, it's just kind of fun. I prefer this over the smaller ones. It's a Japanese sharpener I found from some random online store, but as you can tell, this is pretty big to carry around. So that's why I usually go with a mechanical pencil if I'm traveling or on the go. And for erasers, I usually have 2. First is a big one like this, so I can erase large areas on a page. I'm not sure what the brand is, M&G Soft Eraser 4B. Honestly, it could be just about any eraser, but the point is that I have a larger one like this, and then a smaller one that retracts so that I can erase precisely those smaller details. The next category of art supplies are inks. So for pens, here are some of my favorites. I love microns, and usually I'll go with something like a 03 or a 05, an all-around good pen for my needs. I happen to like thicker lines, so that's why I skew on 03, 05. I actually have a video where I'm testing and ranking all micron pens, so definitely check that out if you're unsure which size to go with. Another micron I like is the PN. And it has a different tip. So if you compare, it's just a different experience to draw with. I kind of lean towards liking the PN one more, but depending on what line weight you're looking for, you'll have more options in this series. Another type of fine liner I really like are the, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Oto graphic liners. And I have these in a few different sizes as well. So obviously these are different because this is a 03 and this is a 05, but if you just want to see the difference in the pen tips. This might be considered more of a professional tool, and so I use it for more final drawings. Lately, I've also really liked this as a nice thick pen. Like you can see, it just has a different, just so much thicker. This is really nice to draw with. It does have Oto on the clip. It might be the same brand, but I don't know, foreign version. And then for brush pens, really hard to choose, but these are 2 of my favorites. The Muji brush pen is just an all-around good brush pen for just about anything. Easy to use, feels good in my hand. For more fine brush pen work, I love to use the Unipin Fine Line. You can see the difference between these 2 brush tips. This is much thicker, more bristles, and this is much thinner, fewer bristles. So I love to use this for script lettering. I have a lot of brush pens, but I have a video where I'm testing all of my brush pens to find out which ones are the best ones. So check that out if you're looking for the perfect brush pen. I wouldn't say this is an everyday favorite quite yet, but I have really been enjoying drawing with the Lamy Safari fountain pen. So I thought I would add it as an honorable mention. If you want to know more about how I draw with this pen, I'll leave that video linked below. Next are my favorite color art supplies. Now, of course, I love to use a lot of different types of art supplies in various colors. But if we're talking about what I use on an everyday or near everyday basis, I would have to choose the Caran d'Ache Luminance colored pencils. These are all of the ones I have. I've mixed up the colors a bit, but the idea was I was supposed to have the more vibrant colors here and then the more neutral tones here. I definitely skew more towards purples, blues, some red and pinks, and a lot of neutrals. So those are the colors that I've purchased. I love this brand of colored pencils. They're really high quality, so many beautiful colors, but they are expensive. On the end here, you can see the name and the number of the color. These are Swiss made, as you can see. If you've never tried this brand of colored pencils, definitely go to an art store near you and test them out. This is more of an honorable mention. While I don't use Posca pens in my everyday kit, I do like to use them selectively to add bits of color. And my favorite are these broad tip ones. I like to use them to add pops of color or fill an entire page. PC 8K chisel shaped 8mm size. These two with the black cap and the color here are neon, and then these are just bright colors. Here's a few examples of how those Posca paint markers look. This is the neon pink and that neon red. You can see it's almost a little bit on the orange side. And the last category are sketchbooks. I have a lot of sketchbooks and I'm still going through testing them and trying to find my perfect sketchbook, which probably doesn't exist, but I will mention two that I love using and can recommend. The first shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It's a Moleskine art sketchbook, and this is the A5 size, pretty typical. This is a nice compact size for on the go, and overall it has pretty high quality paper. There occasionally will be some ghosting, not too much, but it's overall a good mixed media sketchbook. I wouldn't use paint on it though, mostly dry media, pens, markers, colored pencils, and so forth. And another sketchbook brand that I really like are the Stillman and Byrne series. It's part of the Nova series and it has this tan brown colored paper. I wanted to experiment and try out using this for a themed sketchbook for lettering, and I really enjoy it. I love this larger size. I think it might be like 8x10. So when you compare the proportions, the Moleskine is a bit narrower and this is a little bit more wider. And I also just really like the floppy nature of the soft cover. Normally I prefer hardcover, but this soft cover actually really holds up. I've purchased another Stillman and Byrne sketchbook with white paper that I haven't opened yet, but I'm excited to use it next after I finish up this one. Now, of course, there are so many art supplies I have and love to use. These are just some of my everyday favorite essentials. If you want to see a full art supply tour, let me know if that's something you're interested in. So what are your favorite art supplies? Are any of them similar to the ones I mentioned, or do you have other recommendations? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see one of those videos I mentioned where I'm testing some of these art supplies, then check out one of these videos next.